Well, hello there and welcome to my workshop and welcome to episode whatever of this Jurgen Zoller challenge. Oh, it's getting there. I haven't been in the workshop for a few days. Been sorting out a couple of typos on the back of my new novel. Yes, we have Dave moments when we're writing. Anyway, that's sorted. I'd like to thank anybody who's bought the book for doing that, and well, hang on to those copies because yeah, that's a really special edition, yeah, with little typos on the back cover. Oh dear, never mind. Anyway, let's get back on to guitar building, and I know what I'm going to do first. I'm going to cut out the pickups today. Now what I've done is I've marked where the pickups should be and I've drilled some holes through from the template into the workpiece. Now you'll see there's some other holes as well, and that's because I have these templates for creating jazz or single coil pickups, and so I've got the bridge version, which is slightly wider than the neck version, and what I've done basically, I've drilled 4 holes. I drill those and then I drill them out to 13mm, and then I usually route out the centre, but in this case I think what I'm going to do is drill these holes out at 13mm and then use a jigsaw just to cut the shape and then finish it off with some files. I think that's going to be the best way of doing it. And off camera I have already drilled the holes, and if you see here, my template for the neck pickup, this one here, was slightly off. So these 2 holes were in slightly the wrong place, so I filled them and I'll just need to mark them again in the correct place. Now before I drill holes in the top, I've tried drilling holes in this mahogany material, and I think the best way of doing it is going straight in with this 13mm drill, because I get the best edge if I do that. I know it's probably not the right way to do it, but I think it's the best way, so let's keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. That's one done. Fortunately, that one's wandered off, but we'll see what we can do. You know, I didn't twig till I started cutting that the base of my jigsaw is bent. Well, I wonder if we can fix that. It appears to have got bent just around this centre piece here. So let me see if I can pull it back. Oh, that looks better. Sorted. Of course it's a bit late for this time, but next time it should be easier. Right, after that little digression, back to cutting these out. And I think I'm just going to score these. Well, there's one done. This hole here was a bit wonky, to be honest with you. It was a bit too low, but in actual fact it doesn't really show that much. You can see it when you take the pickup out. Oops. But it's yeah, it's not too bad. So I'm going to get on and do the other one now. Well, I've got the two pickups in place, and well, just placing the bridge on there, so that's looking reasonably good. Now then, I need to do some work on the underside of this top. Right, it's getting a bit late and I've spent about 40 minutes or so trying to measure all of this out. But let me explain what I've been doing. I've been trying to work out where this bridge should go, making sure that it's in line with the pickups and the centre line, etc. Because I want to strengthen the back of that. So I want to put a piece of wood on the back where the bridge is going to go, but I also want to put a couple of braces going up the body there past those two pickups, because I'm obviously worried that it's a bass guitar, heavy strings, going to be a lot of pressure on this top, and I think I'd need to strengthen it a little bit more than it's strengthened at the moment. So I'm not going to do anything now. I'm going to come back to it tomorrow, just check my measurements before I start drilling holes, realising they're all in the wrong place. Well, good morning, and you catch me just about to plane a piece of wood, but I've been in this workshop for about half an hour fiddling around with my bench dog system, and I've had to make a little bit of a modification. Now the problem is this: in order for me to fix this piece of wood at the other end, I'm going to have to open this vise right the way out, and in doing that it just hasn't got any support on this end. So it occurred to me, why didn't I invent or come up with a new bench dog? And here we have it, the double pronged bench dog. Right, so that goes in there, that goes in there. Now then, now I've got something which is onto the bench, and so that's going to give it much better sort of purchase, if you like. So what it is just a piece of wood here with a hole at the end, a slot there, and I've glued and screwed some aluminium on the end, and then put this pad just to cover up the end of the screws. So now I can put that there, and tighten it, and that's held nice and secure. Of course, the proof of the pudding is in the trying, so let's try it. Well, this seems to be a success. Well, that's done the job. a better way of making this might be to do it with some metal, to be honest with you, so you get it nice and thin and low, but this will do for the time being. Just got to be careful you don't hit the plane on those screws. Just another device to find a home for. There we go. Right, so this is what all this fiddling around with planing has been for, and that is to create a couple of braces to go either side of this plate that's going to go underneath the bridge. So it's just something for the screws to go into to secure the bridge and to give a bit more strength. And I'm sort of thinking of insetting these braces into this block. I think that's probably the way I'm going to do it, and they'll just miss the pickups by doing that. So I think that's what we're going to do next. Right, I've drawn a line on each side of this plate here, and I've set my depth gauge, my marking gauge, to the depth of this block. So I'm just going to, actually before I do that, I'm just going to draw some lines across so I can see where I'm going to. I'll just mark it with this gauge. Put it down somewhere. Okay, let's chop that out. Right, well I've cut these out. This one's really a nice tight fit. This one's a bit loose, as you can see, but there's nothing a bit of veneer won't fix, so that will just go in there and that'll sort that out. This will mount on the back like so. I'm not going to shape these braces in any way other than just to shape them to fit into the guitar, because at the end of the day I want them to be strong. So let's see if we can get this fitted. Right, I'm going to get these glued up first. It's a nice tight fit, this one, so shouldn't need to be clamped, I don't think. Lovely. Okay, this was my problem one. Let's get some glue in there. And somewhere I've got me a little bit of veneer. Right. So, which is the thin end? That's the thin end. Some glue on it, and push that in. I'll just trim the veneer off once it's dry. Smashing. Actually, that's quite a tight fit. So let's just put one clamp on. Right, I've let this cure for about 40 minutes, so I think it's now time to mark it up. Now what I'm going to do is mark it up against this joint between the two woods there. I know it's probably not going to be spot on, so I'll probably have to trim it off afterwards. I've positioned this on top of the body, and I've done some measurements. It's now sitting right over the centre line there. This is I've checked this and it is square. I've also put markings on the back here and at the front. This is 100mm wide, so I've marked it 50, so I know I'm absolutely spot on there. That's going to butt up nicely at that end there. This needs to be cut back a little bit, so I need to just do some marking where that needs to go. As I say, I think what I'm going to do is cut these a little bit longer than needed and then just trim them down. Now these have got to be cut with this curve. There's one thing I've really got to remember before I put this all together, and that is to just check how I'm going to get the controls into this guitar, because now I'm putting these beams in, these braces. I'm not going to be able to get them in through the pickups because there won't be enough room, so everything's got to come through the jack socket hole. Right, before I go any further, I think I need to see how I'm going to get these controls in, and it looks like this will fit. These will fit. They're very small, they're very miniature ones. Ironically, this is the problem that I may have, because that is, it's right on the verge of being too wide. I might have to do some filing on that. So I think what I'm going to do is cut the hole here. There'll have to be a plate on the back because the hole will have to be big enough for these to feed through. And yeah, so I'll make a metal plate to go on there. Interestingly, it seems that the best shape for the hole is rectangle, because that will go through, these will go through, that's not a problem, and that should fit in there. And it does just go. So in a way that's going to be easier to cut, I think. It just means that the plate that I put on will have to be probably a rectangular plate that just goes over the edge there. Okay, so I've got these braces shaped now. What I'm going to do is just chisel out a bit of the what's it called? Kerfing, binding, lining. It's called lining. That's Dave. It's called lining. Have you ever heard of it? Yes, I have. Yes. Lining. Chisel out some of the lining just to slot that into. Right, now I need to stick this on the back of this in exactly the right place. And to do that, I'm going to try something. And that is, I'm going to use some double-sided tape to fix this to the back of there by placing it on top of the body. Okay, with the double-sided tape on, I now need to line this up exactly. So that's the centre line there. It's the centre line there. Press that down. That's looking pretty good. Got that all coloured. Well, that didn't work, did it? Okay, plan B. Get this horrible sticky stuff off. Oh my goodness me, look at it. Oh my goodness me, this is supposed to be easy peel. Ah. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Plan B with masking tape rolled over. I sincerely hope there's not going to be a plan C, but let's keep our fingers crossed. That's that. That's that. Check that we've got overhang. It's just that bit there that's a bit dodgy. That's okay. Right, now then, carefully. Yes, we've got it. Okay, so now I'm going to mark out this position with a China graph. Right, I've also scribed it with a knife as well, so now I know where that should be glued. I can take that off, get rid of this masking tape and glue it on. Well, now then, this glue up presents me with an opportunity to use the clamps that Crimson and Triton very kindly gifted me last year in the Great Guitar Build-Off. So this is the first opportunity I've had to use these, and well, to be honest with you, I'm quite excited about this. Here we go. This has to go spot on. That looks right. So, clamp number one. Wallop. Clamp number two. Wallop. That's pretty good, pretty good. Well, that certainly seems to have clamped it all down, so I'm going to leave that now and go have some lunch. Well now folks, it's been a bit of a busy week for me this week, but I've just come into the workshop this evening. Very cold outside, there's a frost coming down already, and well, this is glued, it's stuck. So the real test is, will this fit now on the rest of the body? So let's have a look. It all hinges on whether the positioning of these braces is in the right place, of course. So let's see. Oh, well, look at that. I think that's okay. I think that's good. Now then, I'm not going to glue it in this episode because I think I want to give myself a little bit of time just to make sure that I've not forgotten anything, not left anything out that should be in there, or not put some bracing in that should be there. The other point is, this is going out on Thursday the 29th of November, and I'm sorry, this is being filmed on Thursday the 29th of November. It's going out on Friday this week. So I'm just wondering if anybody's got any suggestions. Should I do any carving on these braces, or is it absolutely pointless? Is it that the body is so thick anyway? There's a bit of tone there, but I mean there's not a lot of tone. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't expect there to be. But I just wondered whether it would help if I trim those down a bit. I'm not sure. So if you've got any suggestions, please put them in the comments below. Yeah, it'd be really good. These clamps were really useful. I'll be honest with you, when I got them I wasn't quite sure how I was going to use them, because obviously you've got to screw them into a base, and it wasn't until I thought, well, why don't I just make some holes in my gluing base, that I realised how useful they would be, and they've been extremely useful. So it just remains for me to say thank you very much again for watching this episode and for watching this series, and thank you for all your comments. Really do appreciate them. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't, so that you can get notified when I put new videos up. And just a little bit of a plug, if you haven't splashed out on this fantastic new novel, then please pop along to Amazon. There's a link in the description below. If you or you know anybody who's fascinated by scientific discovery and would like to read a mystery that's wrapped all around that, then this is the book for you. Anyway, in the meantime, stay safe. See you soon. Cheers.